YouTube. Today I've decided to mix it up a little bit. I don't know if Welcome back, YouTube. Today I decided to mix it up a little bit. I'm in a different location. I'm also standing, mostly because I felt like it. That my wife and I have lots of books, so I figured it would be kind of cool to change around the locations, give a different backdrop for a couple of videos. As I said in my first video, my first introduction to BookTube was like watching over my wife's shoulder. So once I decided I wanted to start participating with my own videos in my own channel, I decided that I needed to actually start watching more for my own. And from watching my wife, I knew a couple of people that I wanted to watch right away, mostly because I thought they were funny or intelligent and had interesting things to say. So I've been kind of sifting through YouTube trying to find people with similar likes as mine, also people that have that either have similar likes to mine, are really funny, or just present their opinions in a way that I find interesting. So I was going through and I came across a video, and I don't think it was necessarily a booktuber, I just think it was someone on YouTube who decided to do their top 10 favorite books. But they were, it was like a 20-minute long video, so at first I was like, I don't really know, that's kind of a long video for me to invest my time into, but it was a guy, and there's not a lot of male booktubers, so I was like, I'll at least give it a chance. So I started watching it, and I'm going through, and I've watched several like top 10 lists, and I almost never agree with maybe but 3 or 4 of the picks. I guess one, I'm very opinionated, and I'm not the most well-read individual, unfortunately. So my top 10 list tends to be a lot different than other people. But this guy, even though I didn't necessarily agree with all the books in his top 10, they were all at least very good books that I could see someone putting in their top 10, or they were by like really good authors. So he was going through and he was going, 10 to 1, like most normal people. And we're at like number 4 or 3, and I realized that like I said, I haven't really had any huge gripes against this list. I either agree with every one of his picks, or I can see why he would have that as a pick, which I kind of thought was interesting. So at this point, I'm getting a little bit more excited to see his number 1. Now also, at this point, when he comes time for him to unveil his number 1, I've already invested like 18 minutes into the video. And he comes out, and it's The Great Gatsby by F. Scott fucking Fitzgerald. And most people might either agree with this or at least think it should be in the top 10. I'm one of those people who don't see it whatsoever. I read Great Gatsby in college, and I was really excited because I hadn't read a lot of classics. I hadn't read any classics by American authors, and this was supposed to be one of the best novels by American authors. I didn't think it sucked, but I thought it was average at best. I thought it was pretty ho-hum. I didn't like any of the characters at all. I didn't feel anything for the characters when, one by one, their own selfish little plans kind of fell back upon themselves. A lot of people say it's such an amazing author, amazing novel, and he's such an amazing author for capturing kind of the materialism of the 1920s. I guess maybe, but I don't think that's enough to call it a great novel. I mean, a lot of people are like, well, you don't understand what the green light at the end of the dock symbolizes. And I'll give you, it's a halfway decent symbol. Again, I don't think one halfway decent symbol makes a great novel. And I've heard other people be like, well, you don't understand. Gatsby devoted his entire life to the woman he loved because he couldn't have her. And I disagree. I just see a petulant little child who's throwing a temper tantrum because they can't get what they want. Part of me just wanted to go up to Great Gatsby, slap him across the face, and be like, tough shit, kid, this is life. I don't get it. And part of me really wants to. There's a huge following of people who love Great Gatsby and talk about how great of a novel it is, and maybe it's just peer pressure, but there's always part of me that's wanted to join in. It seems like such a fun group to be a part of. And granted, maybe I should reread it, or maybe I should read more of F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I try to be very careful not to so much bash him because I've only read one of his novels. Although, before I filmed this, I was studying up on him, thinking maybe I can find something that I could read that might change my opinion of him. Then I found out that he wrote the short story The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I've not read this, but I watched the movie, and this movie was by far the most god-awful attempt at a movie that I have ever been forced to sit through. So it didn't really bode well for him at all. And like I said, I want to like this. I feel like I should like this, especially because people are like, oh, F. Scott Fitzgerald is one of the greatest American authors of all time. But honestly, when people say that, as an American, I'm slightly offended. Part of me is like, come on, people, we have to be able to come up with something better than this. I mean, we're a big country. Just, there has to be someone who has written a story that's at least slightly compelling. Okay. Anyway, that was my soapbox. I'll try and calm down. Like I said, I want to like it. I want to understand. If, like I said, I'm sure I'm in a very small minority, but if you happen to agree with me, you found someone else, feel free to comment. If you disagree with me, I would like for you to try and explain to me how great this novel is. Just like I said, there's part of me that really wants to like this. And I probably should reread it because it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I did read it. But I don't remember there being anything in it that made me think it was a great novel. Part of me almost hopes that I'm wrong, because part of me would like to think that everyone else can't be this wrong about something. That it's just me being stupid, that it's just me completely missing something. So yeah, please comment, explain to me what I'm missing. Why this novel is so great. Yeah, please, I would greatly appreciate it. Comment, subscribe. Y'all have a great night, and I will talk to y'all next time.